It's been a while since I've played a Parker Brothers Real People game, maybe about 2 years. Back then I only played it, I think, one time. You have cards, I believe, and you turn one. You have to. There's facts on the back of the cards, and you have to pick which card matches the fact, something like that. This video isn't about that. I threw most of the game away, except for the cards themselves, because they are a remarkable component. And this video is about what you can do with these remarkable components, these Real People cards. Real People cards consist of these beautiful black and white photos of real people that I believe the Parker Brothers met on the street and got to sign a release waiver after asking them a few questions. The answer to those questions are on the back here. They all contain the gender of the real person, their occupation, their nickname, secret fantasy, an unusual fact, 6 toes on each foot, a pet peeve, who they'd like to meet, personal motto, most proud of, reputation in high school, 3 words that describe me. So what you can tell by these facts in this picture is pretty much this is everything you need to be able to describe a real person. In case your juices aren't already flowing, I just seeing these cards, there are a lot of possibilities of what you can do with Real People cards. For instance, say you hate competition. Say when you enter into a game, you don't want to feel like you're a loser, like you're losing or doing poorly, or whatnot. You can take this real person card and you can say, I'm not playing as me today, I'm playing as Billy, and I'm a biology student, and I'm of Finnish descent. And you can play the game as though you're Billy, and thus when you lose, you don't have to feel bad. You feel like it's actually Billy who lost. And that's not all you can do with that notion. You can do this sort of meta identity for a variety of purposes. For instance, if you're playing a game that doesn't really have a lot of theme or personal identity to it, and you really feel like you need to know who you are in the game and what your motivations are beyond getting points, you can take a card and be like, okay, this game, I'm Zanny, and I'm a display designer, and I have a secret fantasy to travel the world. I'll try anything once. That's my motto. And you can play the game as that person. Conversely, it can be fun to have a meta character. For example, when I play Tales of Arabian Nights, sometimes I like to, beyond being Ali Baba, who is the best character, I would like to take a card and say, okay, I'm not just Ali Baba, I'm Cracker, pretending to be Ali Baba. And so then I try to play the game as Cracker being Ali Baba. Finally, Real People cards can be really useful when it comes to solitaire play. Here I have a game of Origins: How We Became Human set up. And if you notice, each player has a player card called a demography in this game. I won't go into Origins because that's not what this video is about. But when you're playing a 5-player game by yourself, it can really be helpful to have these other personalities you can overlay atop the game to help you make decisions. So I believe that Moose is going to play differently than Pigeon Legs, who is going to play differently than Doc, who's going to play differently than Chubby, who's going to play differently than I would if I were playing this game with other people. So another great use of Real People cards. Sadly, I don't believe Parker Brothers has reprinted Real People, and I don't think Hasbro or whoever owns Parker Brothers now is going to do so. But it is a game that you occasionally find in your local thrift shop, or in the thrift shop of another town if you're traveling, for example. So pick it up, throw the rest away. Don't read the directions, because the game, if I recall, is not very much fun. At least not near as much fun as the fun you'll have if you are able to set these cards free from the rules that constrain them. They're a great component that I'm sure there's thousands of uses for them that I haven't even mentioned it. Oh, for example, if you're into role playing, it can be great to either meta role play, you know, kind of like I with my Arabian Nights example earlier, where you're like, I'm chubby, chilly Rahili playing a dwarf cleric rather than myself playing a dwarf cleric. Or you could actually, you know, have it be like, oh, this is my character. This is Moose, and I am playing Cthulhu, and I'm a reporter or something. You know, you can just be like, this is my character, and then you can kind of, you know, if it's not a modern campaign, you can extrapolate. So this Moose would like to meet Tom Clancy. The Moose in the game could, if some space game, for example, could want to meet Captain Clancy. Huh? Yeah. So real people.